there are going to be other days for politics. This, I think, is a day for prayer and reflection.
That the president earlier today. And the president even removed ads going after President Romney, given the scope of today, and his super PACs having suspended advertising in the state of Colorado as well. But when you talk about guns, I can tell you from doing this for a long time, you say the question, all of a sudden there's a split with the audience. And we're going to bring those calls in a second. And Andrew, already some lawmakers made clear here that they don't believe that this actions here happen in a vacuum, and they have two very different ideas, at least two lawmakers, about what to do about it.
Well, most lawmakers were out with the thoughts and prayers and all of that today, but one that caught our eye was from Congressman Louis Gohmert, a Republican of Texas. He seemed to think that the shooting in Aurora makes the case for looser gun laws. Here's his quote: "It does make me wonder, with all those people in the theater, was there nobody that was carrying a gun that could have stopped this guy more quickly?" The answer, obviously, no. But you might get a little more perspective on where Representative Gohmert is coming from as you check the following quote, where he said, "It does make me wonder, or you know what really gets me as a Christian, is to see the ongoing attacks on Judeo-Christian beliefs, and then some senseless, crazy act of terror like this takes place. We've been at war with the very pillars, the very foundation of this country." So apparently a greater faith would have stopped some of these shootings from taking place, Rich.
Well, we also have Mayor Michael Bloomberg, who, as many people know, along with a collection of mayors from across the country here, have been talking about guns flowing onto their streets here through iron pipelines, if you will, from states that have laxer laws, and causing consequences and violence spilling out every day. He had something to say earlier today. Take a listen.
You know, soothing words are nice, but maybe it's time that the two people who want to be president of the United States stand up and tell us what they're going to do about it. Because this is obviously a problem across the country, and everybody always says, isn't it tragic? And, you know, we look for, was the guy, as you said, maybe trying to recreate Batman. I mean, there's so many murders with guns every day. It's just got to stop. And instead of the two people, President Obama and Governor Romney, talking in broad things about they want to make the world a better place, okay, tell us how. And this is a real problem.
All right, let me bring in the callers right now, and the panel's going to jump in as they will. Let's start off with Maureen. She's calling us from Ulster County. And Maureen, I asked tonight if we can just have an honest-to-goodness conversation about guns in this country. I'm sure you feel the same way. I'm tired of reporting stories where people doing nothing wrong are killed in broad daylight by some crazy that's got his hands on not just a gun, but a gun that's shooting a whole lot of bullets and taking a whole lot of lives in a short period of time. You're on the air.
I think we're too polarized, and I think the NRA has just gone to the extreme and put gun owners in fear that their guns are going to be taken away. And as far as I'm concerned, I support the Second Amendment, but this man should not have had these police-type weapons, period, period, period. And the second comment are these people that go on these gun rages, they are usually crazies, weirdos. They're nuts. And I would hope that people would pay attention to other people that look like a nut.
In fact, Maureen, and I got to admit, that's the hard part about this. I mean, two people can have two different perspectives on this, and not always people exhibit these type of behaviors when they're purchasing a weapon. I'll acknowledge that in the part of Dave. But his own mother, apparently, when she was notified that her son was the alleged gunman, said, in effect, yeah, it kind of makes some sense here. So think about that. Let's go to Carol in Port Jervis. Carol, you're on the line.
It's basically what you just said. You can have anyone go out and get a gun. They can do all the testing they want for normal people, you know, all the paperwork and everything else filled out. No one knows when the brain is going to just crack, and they're going to go and do something like this guy did. And as far as making any laws about having guns, they're still going to get the illegal guns no matter what we do, no matter what the president.
See, I don't buy that one. I don't buy that. I think if you put enough guns in circulation, then you're right here. But there's certain guns, and I'll only say this point, we'll jump to break. Why is it? Forget what I think, okay? How about people in the front lines? There isn't one national police organization, fraternal order police on down, who supports the idea of having assault weapons in the hands of the general population, let alone body armor like this guy had, that not every police officer's even issued.